Hello, 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 hello. Welcome to 1111 True Crime. We're going to skip the intro because we have two videos today, two lives, and I want to get as much info out there as we can. So, in the John Harding case, John George Hardy, okay, not only is information coming through from you guys, but other sources that are saying the way that Haley Comet knows that Madison's the one that booked the ticket for John George is because allegedly Madison made the claim herself that she bought the ticket, but nobody's been able to provide me with anything on that. However, Haley shared with us this text messaging that's allegedly between Dan and Madison. I think we're going to have to drive the truth train through the Piccadilly station. There's some things I have a hard time with. There's no time stamps on any of this. If this is actually being sent to someone on a phone, it's missing every single time stamp on every single message. Also, it's almost as if the person that is allegedly Madison is having a completely different conversation than this person. Like, there's some accusations coming from allegedly Dan that are just mind-blowing. And Madison isn't denying any of it. Just a bunch of, like, FUs. If you were texting somebody that you're in a crime with, let's just say, you're in deep and all that, how do you know their phone's not going to get picked up by the police in the next hour and everything you just texted is right there for them? So something's off here, and I'm not sure what it is or what the purpose of this is, or if it's a hoax or if it's real. But I have a lot of questions as to where this actually came from. Where did this originate from? Because I'm hearing that even people that know Dan are coming out on Facebook saying, that ain't how he talks. I don't know if that's true or not, but I'm going to jump over here. Again, welcome to 1111 True Crime. I'm Mama D, and we have a live audience with a great deal of people here. I just want to shout out my beautiful mods that I have today. Let me go ahead and get chat on the board. Hey, Jenny, Bill, I'm so happy you made it. Good to see you. Debbie Gonzardo, good to see you. And Rach, not that Rach. Thank you, all of you. And I'm sure Jenny will be along. There she is. There she is. Jenny, hello, lovely Jennifer Swain. So thanks to my mods, because you guys are absolutely amazing. Every day you show up, and that's incredible. All right, here we go. Are you ready for this? Okay, let's just get this on the board without further ado. This is an alleged message. So this is what it looks like. I screenshot it right off what Haley is showing. And she's like, I've got all the messages. Now, I'm not calling Haley out. I'm asking, where did this originate from? Because if the family just produced this, where'd they get it from? There's no timestamps. You see what I'm saying? It looks like something I put together on PowerPoint. Anyway, we'll read it. Actually, I'll let Haley read it. I have a hard time keeping up with how fast that girl can read. And, or maybe I should read it real quick because she does speed through it fast. Let's listen to what's being said. Dan, answer your effing phone. Dan, what the F are you playing at? Dan answers, this is all alleged. I don't even know if this is them. It says, who dis? Madison, you dicks. What the F? What have you been saying to people? And then, again, there's no room even for a timestamp. That's what's weird. Let's go ahead and mute this, and then we'll just play it. And then allegedly she goes on to say, Dan, you have effed up serious people, came through the door, smashed place to bits, took everything off my phone. Dawn's phone, made Dawn get in contact with Johnny. Okay, let's see what else is coming up. There it is. Told him he's 24 hours to hand himself in, or we won't be seen again. Again, there's no timestamps for any of this. She goes on to say, or allegedly, what the F, like they even found Michael and showed us videos. OMFG, the state of him. So, showed us videos. This could be a typo, because you'll soon learn that this is alleging that Madison and Michael went and had sex, YouTube makes me spell it, under Johnny's yeah, okay. For what reason would this man think that's okay? He's got a wife and kids, right? So allegedly it gets filmed and then showed to the wife of Michael. And that's why her and the kids left when they did, and why he was back over with Johnny. But why would he even consider touching that man's girl? I just don't see that. So what would be the agenda of this if it is a hoax? Let's continue. Again, this is allegedly Madison. My family have been threatened. These people are not stopping. We need. That's weird. We need. To know exactly what you have been saying, because they have told us things that only we said and spoke about. Please, Dan, ring us. So it's almost fishing right there, isn't it? Like fishing. Then allegedly Dan responds, nah, F yous, like you all trying to point the finger on other people and blame other people for what you's done on John. He didn't deserve that. Why should I be helping with anything? I need to clear my name. I know it won't be completely cleared. That's weird to say. I should have told John, Dad, Billy, everything from the start, but I was effing scared and still am. Why would you admit guilt in a text on your phone that the police may soon have? Something's weird here, I'm just saying. Let's continue. So then this is Madison allegedly. Dan, seriously, you need to contact us and tell us who you've been speaking to, because these ones are from Belfast and Lisburn and Armagh. Your place, sorry, I'm not used to the phonics way of spelling. Your place, do you know someone called blank or blank? See, it's a fishing expedition. Apparently, they are the ones got word sent to these people, and these ones are not effing about Dan. I don't know, man. Then to name the person. See, if I was like talking to you and we were in a heated exchange, would I really say 1111 true crimer, blah, 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 blah. And that's what this person does. That's allegedly Dan responding. Madison, and they name each other back and forth. Madison, Dan, whatever. It says, Madison, I haven't heard from you in 7 to 8 days, and now there is a problem, and yous are getting caught up by people that I know. So now this person's alleging that there are people that are caught up over there taking the phone and all this. So it's this family of John George. Okay. Yes, and names you said. So let's back up. Madison, I haven't heard from you in 7 or 8 days, and now there's a problem, and yous are getting caught up by people that I know. Yes. and names you said yes. See, again, admitting absolute knowledge. These are either the dumbest people on the planet or this is a hoax. Because this is like implicating Dan in everything here. And Madison never defends herself on any of this. This doesn't make sense to me. Goes on to say 7 or 8 days, and now there's a problem, and you's getting caught up by people that I know, yes. Names you said, yes. Because one people talking about and named, there is a reason my family got death threats at the start, and I contact him. I don't give F anymore. I am getting out of here, and yes, I am exactly where I have been, so why give away your location? I never ran or went hiding because I spoken to police. And is that true? Has Dan spoke to the police, you guys? I think so, yes. I'm pretty sure I know he did at the apartment. Yes, my mind is refreshing. All right. So that would be true. I told them what I know. It says infant won the names you said. I told him everything, including things I didn't even tell Billy George because I know who he knows. Who's he know? What the heck? All right. That's an interesting phrase. Wait. I guess I'm going to have to read this part. Okay. Dan, they have taken everything, left us with no access. So the person doesn't even respond to any of that. They now just continue on. And again, the name is dropped so that we know who this allegedly is. Dan, they have taken everything, left us with no access to money cards, gone passports, everything all gone. We can't go nowhere. And Johnny is in a really bad way. Okay? It says his granddad, boys stop. His granddad, and then it just jumps. And there's a whole missing part. We just skipped over. God knows how much of the text it's not here. It just goes right into, you're scum bastard. Says, and no money coming in from the OF, which is the OnlyFans. Either notification, it's stopping all content. Like he's gonna care. See? It's like a completely different. It says all content, 12 a.m., 18th of January, 2025. Why put that date in there? And you will be paying for everything you stole from our shop and houses, mark my word. Now, everybody knew that the rumor is that he took stuff out of that shop, so anybody could have put that. But this is where I'm like, there's no way they would be so stupid to put this. So this would be Madison calling out and just grassing completely on Dawn, Johnny's mom. Do you think that's going to happen? This gets wild. Dawn, which would be Johnny Smith's mom, has been paying you well and said you will choke another woman out, woman beater. Now, here we have a response, and this is the first time I'm seeing this flow in a normal flow of conversation where we have an actual response. And before I read that, I want to say thank you so much, Earth Angel. Let me get you on the board for the $5 snooper chat. Thank you, lovely. So this would then be the response from Dan, allegedly. So at least it's an actual response to what the text says. It says, me, woman beater, I done my time. I regret everything about what happened. At least I didn't shoot a man or R-A-P-E, woman. What about $10,000 paid to keep it away from police? That was just one girl. What? What about 10,000 euros paid to keep it away from police, that just one girl. So now this gets into some crazy stuff. So if you, trigger warning, if you are triggered massively by those that do not carry a baby full term, that's going to be discussed here. It's going to be alleged by this person that Madison was with Johnny when she was only 16, and that she became pregnant and did not continue the baby but kept it from Johnny. Goes on. So what is this paid $10,000? Is that for the procedure? I don't know. Again, there's no timestamps. This doesn't look like a normal text to me. I could be wrong. I don't know why it would have been edited. Timestamp. Who cares if it's 2 in the morning or 5? I don't know. I just find it strange. So very much. Thank you, Jennyville. Let me keep it going here. I tried to scroll. Okay. Stop message me, and here did you tell Johnny about the abortion you had when you found out you were pregnant 3 weeks before your 16th birthday, and that Dawn, so Johnny Smith's mother, paid for you and your mom to get rid of it and not tell Johnny. And you were that effing stupid. That reason she done that was because what Johnny would be called because you were underage. And all you have ever wanted was more kids with him. All the money, and I have the recording of that night because he hit you and busted your lip, and Michael was the one that broke it up, and Michael actually beat Johnny because he beat you. And Michael is no longer with his child or partner because you effed him under Johnny's say-so. He could walk in and record, so Hughes had a way of getting his half the business of him. If he didn't sign it over, Hughes would send it to his wife. And sure, she's seen it because you used it for content on OnlyFans. Holy crap. Okay. So there's no denying any of this by this other individual. If it's Madison, all it says is F you, effing bastard, John going to speak to UVF, you're done. Pretty heated. Then it says, and tattoos on his chest. She knew it was him. You changed or done something to the video that your face or it wasn't in it, but didn't remember. Hold on. About his tattoos, and he didn't even know you put it up for OnlyFans. I'm done talking to you. I hope Billy and Sharon and his brother and sisters get what they need from everything I've told them, and I hope yous get serious time for it. UVF, sure, that's right. Don's washing money for them through business and houses, and wonder, does UDA know he's been talking about their shipments? Who's he? I'm lost now. I'm getting my passport tomorrow from George. So George took his passport in the Green Owl, so I'll show him these messages. Wow. So he couldn't flee the country. Okay. According to this. I'm out working in club. Why give your information to someone? No, I've nothing to do with it. I've been told I'm okay here. Bye. Why tell people what you're doing? Then goes on to say, he gave me a job and gave me somewhere to stay. People told me not to be staying anywhere near the shop, which is empty and houses. I've people that care. I don't deserve it. But use woke me up. And I will stand in court and say my bit. Not taught this is murder. 2 men had 2 boys at home and a family waiting on him. Should have kept John's bank card because you have F all now. Think, use smart, think. Use gangster. I know who sent word, and good luck with that one. No one is safe. And he is old school. He is trained with John and respects home family. I don't know what's going on, y'all. This is crazy. I'm looking. He is old school. He trained with John. Now remember, George was a boxer. And respects home family and will stop at nothing because hold on, Haley, you gotta move your head. Because the same people came see me today. I know. Then it says, F you, Dan, wait and see what happens. This time, you will be crying because your granny is DEAD. This time will be a real thing. Away and inject or smoke pipe. This time, die properly. Then there's some laughing, and then it says, hold on. You've ruined our lives. We just needed that to blow over. Don is losing everything. The name dropping. I don't know. What are you guys thinking? It's wild to me that could even be real. Laura's asking, so did she have John's bank card? Is that what he's saying? All right, how many of you, give me a 1 in chat that says you believe it's Madison and Dan actually in that chat. Give me a 2 if you're like, no, that's a hoax. Give me a 3 if you're unsure. 1 if it's Madison. Dan, for real, in your mind, that's what you feel. A 2 if you're like, nope. And a 3 if you're unsure. Claire says the bank card was found outside the pub. Right. Yes, he's saying she had yes. And this is saying John's bank card, that Madison would have had it. So a lot of you do believe, because we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 ones, and probably not as many 2s and a few 3s. So the majority would believe that. We do have a poll going. Let's see what our poll was. It says, who do you feel are the real suspects? All right. Madison Johnny got 71% of the vote. Mike and Johnny got 13% of the vote. Russian bad guys got 3% of the vote. And for those of you that cannot imagine, was 12%. So 12% have no clue. Majority is now 70%, just changed, or I repeated it. Now Lisa says definitely not Irish speakers writing the message. Zoe says, wait, let me grab Zoe. Madison phone log in the bar, family had info. I'll have to read my emails today. There is so much going on in true crime. There's 3 major things going on. Well, 2 majors and 1, wow, that's upsetting. But anyway, in the Sebastian Rogers case. Two of them are majors, so we're going to be there's even more than that, but we're going to jump over after this live, and we're going to stay on this channel. We're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers. He's now 16. He's missing from Hendersonville, Tennessee since February 25th. He is still not found, and there's new information out. He's autistic, and I've been working the case since the beginning, and we've got information. So I'm jumping back in both feet on that to look at all of that. And some of it's rather shocking and even alarming. And then after that, I wanted to give you guys a chance to voice what you're feeling in the Sebastian case. So over on the second channel, we will be doing kind of like that relaxing time, up late with Mama D, and a full discussion on how is that even possible? How is that even possible? The police interviewed somebody that had passed away before they interviewed him. I'll let you figure that out, and then we'll talk about it over in the Sebastian case. But back to the John George case. The information is coming through. We're not getting a good source of where this information is coming through from. Where did this text come from, you guys? I'm just not fully on board because it's missing. It's not an actual text. It's not the original text. We're missing a chunk of information. The texts don't seem in the beginning to flow the way I think a conversation should go. I'm just going to hold off personally on believing that that's 100% legit. To me, it more or less sounded like it was written from one person's perspective, maybe Dan's, I don't know, maybe someone else's, that was throwing shade all over Madison and throwing her under the bus, and Dan and Dawn and Johnny and Madison and Dawn under the bus. But it was like putting the little halo on Dan. I'm going to be a good boy. I'm going to be meeting George. I'm going to be giving him this text. I got something to give the family. So I wouldn't put it above and beyond somebody that's still thinking they can save the backside, save their ass, cover their self, making something like this up and then giving it to George and then gives it to Haley. And of course, most people are going to think it's real, because it might be one-sided, though. I could see where to be Madison, are you really going to throw Dawn's name around? Are you really going to, is he really going to type out the name Madison when he's responding to her? That's what I'm saying. Is both conversations written by one person? Thank you, Ocean Deep 24. I'm just wondering. Okay, so that'll be good. I'll have to do a follow-up because Haley has been back on to explain where it came from. I hope she covers why there's no timestamp. That's what I don't get. All phones have a timestamp when you message. Bleep. Time. And it stamps it and it's there. So if it's not a phone message, is it something else? I don't know. Yeah, as it talked about the grandmother. And that was the other thing I thought that was weird. Like, it goes to talk about something about the grandfather of Johnny, and that just comes up missing. But then it jumps into the next part, and then it ends with the grandmother being threatened of Dan by Madison, if you believe this text to be true. So it almost looks like it just paints, it's like I'm going to paint all shade on Madison and all of them. And then I'm going to paint Dan in this, I admit what I've done. I'm a good boy now. I'm Eddie Haskell off the Leave It to Beaver. I'm proper. I'm primp. I'm going to do what it takes to help everybody. I'm a good guy. But it throws all the shade on Madison. Not once does Madison defend herself in any of that, which I, as a woman, find that very hard to believe, because Madison's good. We've heard her at defending herself. We've heard her on her TikTok. And she will defend herself to people she don't even know the name of. So why didn't she defend herself in all these accusations? Gail says, hi, I still don't know who Dan is. I missed the first 2 minutes. Okay, so in the John George case, when they were still looking for him, Billy and the family, allegedly, I'm going to leave it at that, broke in, if you will, into Johnny's house or got there. I won't say broke in. I'll say they arrived. And they found that this Dan guy and another guy were, I think, Johnny Weir or whatever his first name was. I may have that wrong. But Dan was in the apartment. And so it sounds to me like that Dan is saying in this, and I do believe it's Dan. I just don't believe that's Madison. Mainly because Dawn's name keeps getting thrown around too easy. No, that's about as dumb as a box of rocks. I just can't see that happening. No matter, you might be 19, but to make it in that world, even as far as you did, you know not to name drop. We all learned that from Ahab over in the Jay Slater case, right? So I find that very hard to believe that these names are just getting dropped. And the need to mention who you're talking to when you're texting that person. Not once, but several times. Madison, Dan. Madison, Dan. It's like, oh, Dan, yes, Janet, in the Rocky Horror Picture Show. It's overdone. It's overdramatic. It's unnecessary. And I just don't believe it. I believe it's done so that it implies who the messengers are, but I believe it's one person. That's just my belief. Could be not alone when texting, in my opinion, says Judith. Hey, Heavenly. You are correct so far. Oh, thank you. Great to see you. Crazy Cat says they came before, but not had a chance to open them yet because I've been ill. Oh, well, I'm sorry you're ill. I'm so glad that you're feeling good enough to come on with us. Poppy says Madison is brainwashed. In my opinion, she will defend Johnny and herself to the end. It all sounds too planned. Lisa Pridmore. Paul McGinnis says it's probably Dawn and Johnny messaging Dan. Probably don't trust Madison now, so she might go missing the things Dan said. See, why would Dawn throw her name in it, knowing that Dan is already working with the police, right? I mean, he's even telling her in the message, I'm giving it all to the police. She's not going to be like, oh, I'm going to throw my name in there. I don't think Madison or Johnny would. I think it's all Dan trying to rat and grass out Madison, throwing a couple things in there that he thinks Madison would come back with to imply that he's the good one now. And he's going to completely cooperate because he knows damn well that the police have already said that they'll cooperate, even go all the way back into Belfast. This is Interpol. This is big. And so he's from Belfast. He's the one that left the scene, if you will. And so they got their eye on him. So he needs to clear his name. And so I believe this is all Dan. Ocean Deep says, I agree. Hey, Claire Lindstedt. Cassis says their intellect and mentality are, shall we say, different though, Mama D. We have to remember that anything is possible. Could be. They'd be the dumbest criminals in the world. I mean, I'm just saying, to name drop like that. And I thought I saw dumb over in the quack quack part. No, this would be a whole new level of stupid. That's my thoughts. Oh, Lisa Pridmore, thank you, lovely, for the $5 snooper chat. Thank you, beautiful. Appreciate that very much. Zoe says, definitely lured him out there. Rest in peace. So I also found out that there are a lot of you that are saying to me, oh no, the police are saying they never had a bust at all. There was no bust. That Madison made that entire bull story up. So we know she sent them in the wrong direction for the body. And now she's made up the entire story about being busted. She is going to be famous for bad things. I'm just saying, I'm about ready to use the word vixen, a little vixen, and I've never done that. But I don't want to condemn her until she has had a court of law. I just wish everybody get caught. They could have their court. They could do their thing and decide if she's innocent or guilty. I don't want to be the judge. Because like this, if this had the timestamps on it, this texting, then I'd be like, oh, okay, so this is a phone message between so-and-so and so-and-so. Like if it had the phone too, where you can see time, date, all kinds of stuff. But it's always like in these cases online, everything just gets switched up, and all of a sudden we get these text messages that are unlike any other text message where the timestamp is gone. What would the timestamp need to be removed from? You feel me? They've been edited. Why were they edited? What are we missing? Ocean Deep says he was jumped on them, and then that was the bust, in my opinion. That could be. That's a great question, Crazy Cat. Did they find his watch? Nikki UK. He got of Hive, then something to be out seeking justice. I'm not sure what you're saying, love. Heavenly says, I wondered what business you were talking about. The one where he was tied up like a turkey. Yeah. First, she said they were both in the car. Then she says he told her he was. Carly says they are stupid, though. They used a bust as alibis when the police said it never happened. That's true. That is true. Great point. You guys are amazing. Right, Lisa. Haley does seem to be very focused on Madison. I am more focused on Johnny. Johnny's the bad dude. I think Madison is a distraction. Okay, so Zoe's very reliable source, and she's saying the watch was a fake, the family said. Right, Sharon, exactly. What messaging platform are the messages meant to be from? I know Facebook only have times at the start, and if there's a lengthy message, breaks in chats. Could it be a Facebook chat? Thank you. That's why I have these lives, so I can learn. I ask the questions, and you guys come with great questions or answers. Paul McGinnis says, I think they lied about the bus so that the family thought the cops had him to save some time. Haley seems like she's going through some... I'll leave that off, Poppy. That's not my business. As says, what is the age difference between her and Johnny? I'm going to guess 10 years, maybe 8, 9, 10. I'm guessing. Educated guess. You sent an email. I did not read my emails today, mainly because I get so many that are all over the place and not concise and not showing things, and so I spend hours going through them trying to find one thing I can take out here and share. So if you're doing research, I ask you to send it very short, very sweet. Keep it simple. I can always follow up if I'd like more details on it. That way I have time to read it. A lot of you do great work, and I'm not insulting your work, but when it's so long, and there's so many of them that are so long, I literally would not even have time to present what you're sharing, or it's missing complete everything, and it just gives me the idea. And at the bottom, a lot of the times it'll say, Look at the pictures below and there'll be nothing. Then you don't put anything when you resend the second email, and it's just a bunch of pictures that's sent maybe 2 hours later, and I don't even know to connect the two. Keep in mind also, when you email me, your name does not appear like it does over here, so it's just sometimes a random name. So I've gotten to where I don't dig into my emails as heavy as I used to. I more or less just start digging in my research. I would love to look at all the emails, but there is more than one human could possibly do. Crazy Cat says, well, she wanted the money and the lifestyle, didn't she? That can't be denied. Heavenly, her and Johnny met while Johnny was with her stepmom. So I'm going to say he knew Madison from when she was in school. Kate Crossland says once or twice you would say the name, but not always, in my opinion. It just seems weird to me. Hey, the Tomb Piper, thanks for watching. Time is running out for them, says Paul McGinnis. Let's look at our poll over here, and then we're going to get ready and do our jump. If you would like to continue on with me, we're going to be jumping cases over into Sebastian Rogers. So for now, on the John George Hardy case, who do you feel are the real suspects? Madison and Johnny came out the majority with 69%. Mike and Johnny, 14%, Russian bad guy 6%, and I cannot imagine 11%. Thank you all so much for taking that poll. And if you want to follow me and continue with me, I greatly would appreciate that. There's going to be a thumbnail. We call that the time warp. So you might want to do the time warp with me. I will bring you up to speed in that case before we just jump into the evidence. And it's a very easy case to bring you up to speed on because there's one main little narrative and very few suspects. So you'll be able to follow along real easily. All right, my lovely, let's go ahead and get everything ready for our outro. Are you ready to do the time warp with me? I hope so. I love you guys. Thank you for all your support, and I will see you again very soon. Bye for now.